Here we are, boys. We're just coming in onto this block here now, down here at Mount Larkham, and this is a really good piece of low country, nice low, heavy type of country, suit any type of pondage and or growth. Bambatsi would absolutely perform perfectly here. So we're just entering the block now, and as we go through, I'll keep you up to date on what we're looking at. Just looking here again now, we're as we come in through that gate there before where the block started, and what you're looking at right down through the centre here, this is the block here, all good, it's basically grass with Rhodes grass. Is that reclaimer Rhodes or vendor's not really sure what sort of Rhodes it is, but I don't think it is reclaimer. I think it's probably more Cannonball by the look of it. But and then there's little melon holes for this kind. It's all good flat, creek flat, and as I said, runs right back down. I'm going to take it in and show you some real good pondage country down the bottom end of this, and this here would be all good pondage as well. The whole place lends itself to pondage. Where we're looking here, boys, back down through, you can see it taking along in the distance. I'll try and see if I can zoom up on that there for you. And just past that, there's a hole there that it never goes dry. You can pump out of as much as you want of it. So there's very good underground water here. But we'll see that as we get closer to it. The overall place, now there's 200 acres that's not going with this property. There's 490 acres altogether. The overall place has been running around 300 of cattle, mixed. That's growing cattle as well as young cattle. And you can have a look at the pasture. It's reminiscent of this all the way through the place. So it hasn't been flogged. We've come through a pretty dry period, and it's a flat that really holds the moisture and keeps your pastures up to date. Buyers, cattle speak for the country, and we've just come out of a very dry period, as you all know. It's only just started raining, and this country's been holding its own right the way through. But just have a look at these cows. These hadn't fattened in 10 minutes. These have been holding their condition right through that real dry period. Have a look at those cows. They're beautiful, in beautiful condition. They're beautiful cows in the first place, but they're in beautiful condition. Look really well. And they're coming straight off this country here. Once again, just taking a look, we're just getting further down the paddock, but as you can see, it's basically the same sort of country all the way through. And as I've said all along, it's good heavy black soil country. And just looking over here, you can see a lot of blue gum was in this country, and it's all been tidied up and taken out, and that's why you've got the depth of soil and the water and so forth. If you look at the size of the timber, and there's good water on this country. Buyers, this hole here, how deep did you say that would be, Ian?
Oh, 7 metres.
About 7 metres deep, that is there. The vendor has pumped that down a fair way, but basically it took him days and days to pump it down, and he put it out over the flat. But that water just keeps, it's a spring of course, and just keeps replenishing itself. As you look back out over there, there's quite a flat area, which is marvellous, make a great pondage area back in behind this here. And once again, from that hole there, you could replenish your pondage if it dried out from this hole. But also too, from there, the vendor pumped it out over this flat country, back out this side out here in a dry period, and flood irrigated the country out through here. So you can see he did that over a number of days and with a 3-inch pump. So you can see what benefit that hole would be to them. This is a little bit of box country, probably about 15 acres of this sort of timbered country here, which is good for shelter for cattle and that in the wet weather and rain and winter of course. But other than that, the place is pretty much as what I've been showing you, open country, and going back through the fence there, that's reminiscent of what the place is all about. Well, I was just looking at this flat here, and right across from where we're looking from the higher points back to this other point, just over here ahead of us, that whole area there basically floods. Water comes through there at what do you reckon, about a foot high?
Oh, no, it'd be more than that.
say about 1 metre high, but it's fantastic country for setting up for pondage pasture. It's a real great flat area, just ideal for you put all your banks in with a grader and set it up really well, but great with bambatsi in the meantime. And here we got a nice little line of cattle. Just these cattle look absolutely fantastic, and remember that we've just come through a very, very dry period. Have a look at these young fellas, they're looking fantastic. Yes, a nice, some of last year's weaners. Nice little line of cattle in very good condition. Very good condition. This is one of the 4 dams that's on the place. I showed you the other one over there with that has the water that they try to pump out. It basically replenishes itself. But this is running back on a little bit of a iron bark and a bit of Moreton Bay ash and a bit of box, little ridge here, a little bit of high country to go with the low country, which is so badly needed when you've got low country like this, but good little mix. Hey boys, this is just on a higher part of the property, looking back across that flat country we've come across before there. I'll just zoom in and out here just so you can see what I'm talking about. But that's all that beautiful country we just come across down below there. Up onto a bit of high country here from the top, so that's looking pretty much what you see in front of you there is all part of the block. This is an area of pondage, boys, just looking back out over it here. What do you say, about 30 odd acres?
Yeah, 30 to 40.
Yeah, 30 to 40 acres, and it's been, as I said to you earlier, it's been very dry. And you can see that the water's receded back, but all the para grass is still there, and it's just ready to fill up again, and away she goes again. Well boys, there you are. That's a good look at this little place, and you can see from what I've shown you that there's very good country here to fatten with. There's a lot of future development country with pondage and so forth. But more importantly, it's a block that's got a lot of potential to go forward with a lot of new development. So if you'd like to have a look at it, give me a ring, boys. I'd certainly love to bring you down and give you a look over the place. Talk to you soon.